Still in Ntonso, where we said we're going to listen to some of our great artisans, how they go about the design of the Adinkra symbols. To do this for us is one of the greatest Adinkra specialists and designers in the Ntonso area. He operates a private enterprise as well. And so he's going to give us some in-depth information on Adinkra and why it is so unique.
Well, when we are talking of Adinkra, the word experience itself, the word as we spell as Adinkra, Adinkra. When you are talking of Adi, in a local dialect, we say when you say D means it.
Yes.
Okay, and we also say Adi means departing.
Yes.
And then cry is a message.
Yes.
Okay, why do I bring the it into it? When you say D, eat. Okay, why do we eat?
Yes.
You don't just eat. You also want to make use of the food that you eat. The body makes use of the food that we eat. Okay, so we say D. Okay, Adi Nkra. We are talking of departing message, and I still brought this. You will still understand it. This is because when you pick the Adinkra symbols, okay, they are indigenous symbols, and they are used as a medium of communication.
Okay.
So you see, each symbol has its own meaning.
All right.
And then in the olden days, our ancestors were using this symbol as a medium of communication, just like I've said. You see, during the slave trade era, okay, during the Gold Coast era, the Ashanti Empire, they were using these symbols, as a means of communication among themselves.
Okay. So
if an alien comes, and then they use this symbol, and between, assuming that the three of us are being here, and then we are using a common symbol. Okay, yes. It's you and I who understand what we are communicating about. So he being an alien will never understand us.
Awesome.
So you will not just open our mouth for him to get exactly what our plan is. But so that was
symbols.
a means of keeping, secrecy.
Wow.
Okay, and then that is another point of how Adinkra came out. And then there was another thing is, we believe that when somebody dies, the spirit is not dead.
Okay.
So we believe in life after death.
Okay.
So we believe that when you go to bury the dead, it's when the spirit departs.
Okay.
With this living world to continue life in the spiritual world, as we call the ancestral world. So locally we call it Asamando.
Okay.
Asamando. So when you say Saman means ghost. And when we say Do is a place we believe is very far, that one cannot easily go and return. Okay. That is why usually when you're busy doing something and somebody is disturbing, I do remember when I was a kid, my mom would always tell me when she's busy at the kitchen, and he just tell me, Jai, means stop.
Stop.
If I don't put a stop to my disturbances, and she continues saying Jai. If I don't put a stop to this Jai, then the next word that comes out is Frihakodo. Frihakodo. It means she's asking you to go to a place that she will never set an eye on you. Frihakodo.
Okay.
And looking at the kid, how far can this kid go?
Yeah.
And sometimes you might be indoor.
Yeah.
So it's a means of asking you. It put a fear. It gets scary. And you say, oh, I must put a stop to these disturbances.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready to go to door.
Yes.
So we believe that it is a place prepared for our ancestors. That's why we say Asamando. Okay. And this is how we send a message. Can you travel to this place to deliver a message and come back? The answer is capital no.
Okay.
So how do we send our messages to the ancestors? When somebody passes on, and we are going to the funeral, then we choose symbols, individual symbols, which the meaning goes with the message. So your message might be different from my own. So that we put this symbol on the cloth, design it, and then we wear this cloth to the funeral as a mourning cloth.
So it's basically for mourning.
Some are for me, exactly, depending. So we will come into that. So as a mourning cloth, and this is how you see, traditionally, we don't go to bury the person before the funeral rites. So while the funeral rites is going, the body is laying in state.
Okay.
So we believe that since the body is not buried, the spirit is hanging around.
Okay.
So all the symbols that we use to decorate our cloth, it is being seen, the body is being seen, all this. Because we believe that the body is still with us, the spirit is still with us.
Okay.
So when you go to bury the body, when you send it to the graves, or the grave, is when the spirit departs with us. And by then the message has already been taken. And it is going to be delivered into our ancestors. And while the message is based on the individual symbols we have used to decorate our cloth. So we say, whilst we are departing with the soul, the spirit is still bringing our message into the ancestors.
Wow.
So that was, I know, that is Adinkra. So we say, when you talk of Adinkra, just like you have been here, and then I will use a symbol, and then when I use the symbol, or especially if I want to do a presentation, okay, I will use a symbol to do my presentation. I'll present something to you, and then the symbol, the meaning of the symbol tells the message that I have for you.
Okay.
For instance, if somebody is getting married, and then somebody, you are coming to my marriage ceremony and you're having maybe the ladder of death,
which is I wish you to.
And then someone, I will just sit there and I'll make this sign like this, you know, because I'm not going to yell on you, shout on you, you know, to distract the program. I'll just, maybe you're heading toward the wrong place.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see, what symbols are we looking for? So we say the meaning of a symbol determines when and where to use which Adinkra cloth. And I brought D because if you use the symbol, or if I use the symbol, even though I'm wearing it, but I'm not using it for my personal self, people who see it also make use of the meaning, because they read the meaning into the symbol and they make use into that.
Don't you think that someone can ignorantly take a cloth, not knowing the meaning? I just see the symbols, they are nice, I put it on. Me, I'm innocent as well. Because I see that these symbols are nice, and I put it on.
Exactly. It does happen.
Okay.
That's happened. It happens a lot. You know, people feel like sometimes people are now, Adinkra has gone viral because we use Adinkra for marriage, you know, for naming ceremony, other festivals, occasions, and then on so on and so forth. Okay, and people use it for mosaic. You know, people use, when they're painting, they use the Adinkra, you know, on their walls, tattoos, and so on and so forth. So depending, they read the meaning. Now people are able to read the meaning into the symbols. And that it has become more easier that when you Google it, Adinkra, then the meaning of the symbols comes. So they read the meaning from online, they get it. And people usually find this, they read the theory aspect of it, and they really love going down to the field. We have over 150 different Adinkra symbols. Okay,
but out of the lot, there are some outstanding ones that are safe to use.
I might say all the symbols, they are good to be used depending on how the individual who is using it, and how you are going to use it.
Okay.
Well. Okay, so let me, and then when you are talking of this Adinkra, we have it in initially or two different categories, and then now let me add it, let me say it's now 3 different categories of this Adinkra. One category, one is, we have the indigenous one.
Okay.
Okay, and then when you have the indigenous one, it's where we use the traditional, we use the stamp.
Okay.
Okay, to do the stamping by the use of the what they call the natural, they prepare the ink or the paste from the tree bark. Which is
what is the name of the tree?
It's called Badie.
Badie. Okay. Okay.
Badie the tree. Okay. So and then also we also have the category 2 is the use of the silk screen, like the screen printing.
Okay.
Whereby we use the synthetic paste.
Okay.
And then also we did also introduce the embroidery.
Okay.
You know, when you see this embroidery, so this is also by the use of the embroidery machine.
Okay.
To create a very beautiful pattern.
Okay.
So this is sample of the category 1, which is the use of the natural paste.
Okay.
Yeah, and the stamping. So with this, one thing is about this is with this, it's always, the cloth is always soft, and then you are able to use as many symbols as you prefer. Okay. Unlike the screen printing, you cannot use, you know, many symbols as a goal because you get some few symbol and it does repeat itself.
Okay.
Okay. And then also for the when it comes to the screen printing, we are able to get, since it's synthetic paste, we don't have to undergo through all the process of pounding, soaking, getting into the fire. You know, once you take your money, the paste is ready available.
Okay.
You get your paste, and you also get colorful based on the color that you want. You're also be able to get it.
So
and
that means that you've advanced. You've made it more easier,
exactly.
more flexible.
Exactly.
You are not just using the traditional only.
Exactly.
If you want the traditional, you can use it, extend. You can also modify it,
exactly.
and also get your symbols used.
When you are also talking of the embroidery, here too, you know, people buy it based on its fashion, you know, and then also because we use the machine embroidery, it's also adding a thread into that, and that makes also the cloth usually heavy. So when you wrap it, you know, it becomes very big on you.
Okay.
Forgetting that I'm being skinny here, and then if I put it on, you know, it just makes me be like.
You look very majestic and huge.
So you see, so these are the three categories. And I mean, talking about, we have different uses. Okay, we have different also sizes.
Okay.
We have the big size, which are like usually used for the men.
Okay.
How the men we wrap, in, you know, it, and then the women usually use the 2 years.
Okay.
You know, and then you see the women. These are the size for the women.
Isn't that beautiful? It's lovely.
Yeah.
I just love it. I keep looking at this thing so much since I came in. I saw it from there. It's really beautiful.
So you see, this is how the women make their skirt, you know, and then you know the traditional women they wrap traditional women wrap it, you know, they wrap it. Good. And then we have different symbols, and then each symbol has, like I've mentioned, like we have the Sankofa bed that is going back to your roots, learning from the past.
Okay.
We can always undo our mistakes.
Wow.
Okay. And here too is the Adinkra Hene. That's the king of Adinkra symbol.
Okay.
Symbol for leadership. From my right,
yeah,
you have the Jinyame.
The Jinyame sign.
Jinyame sign. That is the accept God.
Accept.
That's the supremacy of God. The omnipotence of God. And here too we call it Sepo. Here too we have the Afuna, or we say Akofuna. When we talk about Akofuna, it's a symbol for power.
Okay.
It's a symbol for authority, guarantee. You see, before you go to the king, you have or any ordinary chief, we have the like two big men sitting in front of the king. They'll be holding, one will be holding the sword like this, the other one will be holding it like this, and they will intercross it. So it means it tells the power of the king. Okay. We call this a sene tekrema, the teeth and the tongue. So when you're talking of the teeth and the tongue, what comes to mind? We are talking of cooperation and interdependence.
Okay.
When you're talking of cooperation and interdependence, this is because when you put something on the mouth, the teeth will bite and the tongue will help rotate whatever that the teeth is biting.
So teamwork.
Teamwork. So it calls for teamwork. So you see that, because if you leave the teeth alone, it will be hardly for the teeth to work. So same time if you leave, because you cannot rotate it, and then same time without the teeth, the tongue cannot also bite it. So that's the cooperation and interdependence.
fact, if only you are into textiles, not even textiles, if you are offering arts, and then you want to know more about Adinkra Symbol, Ntonso is the only town, because I was coming purposely for printing, but when I came, I've gone through a lot of things. The embroidery method, the silk printing, that's the screen printing, and then the stamping, and many of them. So Adinkra is a full pack. So it is very interesting. When you come here, you will love it and you wouldn't want to go back, frankly speaking.
Wow. Subscribe
to the channel.
Yes, and you get more information on the Adinkra and other information in Ghana.